Welcome back again, talking to head men's basketball coach Ben Miller. Coach, the team's won 6 in a row, as I mentioned, going into the conference tournament. What kind of motivation does the team, or what's motivating the team right now? I mean, they seem like they refuse to lose at this point.
Well, just to have a chance to keep playing. There's a lot of teams that are done, and it's really exciting to have a chance to keep playing. And what's going to be a great conference tournament. And hopefully, if we play well, we'll have a chance to keep playing after that. But I think, if you can't get motivated this time of year, you shouldn't be playing.
Good point. Well, I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about your 3 seniors on this team. I mean, as has been said in a number of places, these are 3 guys who have turned around this program.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start with KJ Cooper. Talk a little bit about KJ.
Well, it was kind of neat because Coach Corey Thompson was at the game, who my first couple of years was an assistant before Ben Thompson came in. And, when I got here, Corey and I took a road trip up to a little spring tournament and up near where KJ and actually where George, that kind of east of 95. And that was the first time I saw KJ Cooper, and George was an underclassman at that time. But we walked into the gym, we asked the guy running the tournament who the best player was, and he pointed at KJ, who had some Division I interest. His team had played really well down the stretch. Didn't have some of the offers that maybe he had expected, so we were fortunate that he was still available in that spring. And obviously he redshirted that first year, but you look at him committing to us and signing on when I had no experience. The team wasn't in very good shape, right. But he kind of took a leap of faith, as the other 2 guys did as well. But KJ comes from a great family, and they are really close family. He lives in a little old town in Enfield. It's out in the country. I remember driving to his house, and actually his house address wasn't registered on my GPS, so I remember calling Mom and trying to find his house out in the country, but his grandmas live across the street. He's got a kind of a homemade full court in the backyard. Him and his brothers play all the time. So just a neat story of him coming here from Pembroke's not a metropolis, but compared to where he came from, it was a big adjustment for him. But just watching him grow as a player, as a student over the years has been fun.
All right, well, let's move on to Big George, your center, a dominant force in the paint this year. Talk about George.
He's another one. I mean, he signed on the year after we had won 6 games, and it was a little bit unknown, which is unusual for somebody his size coming out of high school. But he was kind of a late bloomer. He was young for his grade and a little out of shape his senior year of high school. So I thought very under-recruited because we thought there was great potential there. And he was a little like KJ, very, very homesick, tough adjustment as a freshman, but he's just grown up so much over the last 4 years and really improved as a player. And I think from junior year to senior year, his improvement's been dramatic. And that's been really fun to watch, but he just worked extremely hard this off season. And it's neat to see it paying off for him.
You bet. And your final senior, of course, Jamel Bradley, number 12. Talk about Jamel.
Yeah, well, again, I think we were really, really fortunate to get Jamel. At the time, he's grew up went to high school a mile from Francis Marion.
Right.
His high school coach played at Francis Marion. So when we started recruiting him, we were surprised that they hadn't been involved more. But they had typically recruited a lot of transfers at that time. And so we were just kind of fortunate getting him to sign late in the spring. And, you see the impact he's had on our program with the other 2 guys has been amazing. But they all took a leap of faith coming here when there wasn't much established, and they've changed this place forever.
Absolutely. You and the seniors after the Aiken game, you took a little time to talk to the fans. Why did you want to do that, and how important was it? What did it mean to you guys to have 3,000 people in the gym?
Yeah, it was amazing. When we used to get maybe 200, 300 their first year here, so that was really neat to see that growth. And this year it just kind of exploded. And that was kind of a spur of the moment thing. It was something we had done at Kansas give the seniors a chance to talk to the crowd. And I didn't warn them ahead of time, so that I kind of put them on the spot, but they all thought that would also be a good idea to just thank the fans because they were amazing this year. All
right, well, we've got about 45 seconds left. I wanted to talk about the Peach Belt Tournament real briefly. Your draw, I think, is one that the team's got to be looking forward to. Your first game's against Georgia Southwestern, a game you guys probably thought you should have won. And then if you win that game, you've got a potential matchup with Montevallo, who I know you guys would like to meet again. Yeah. Is your team hungry to make things right with these 2 teams?
Well, I think so, and more importantly, just to play better. We didn't play very well, but to give Southwestern a lot of credit, they are a very good basketball team. So we'll have a battle on our hands Friday.
All right, so you're also likely to get your second NCAA bid in the last 3 years. I'm sure your team's not going to be satisfied with just being there this time around if they get that bid. Is that correct?
Well, we got to get there first,
Right.
and there's nothing guaranteed. So I think we just need to focus on, playing our tails off on Friday.
Just win this weekend. The regional rankings are looking good, and we're looking forward to you guys. Good luck winning the tournament. We want you to come back with the trophy. No pressure or anything, but we know you guys are going to do well. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Kevin.
That's all the time we have for this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report. Until next week, go Braves.